What's up, fans of A.C.B.A, and welcome to another episode of A.C.B.A Saturdays. In today's episode, we got figure reviews of the Rhino Bath and a Rocketeer figure. We also have some more interviews of A.C.B.A regulars from Rectangular. Slings brings you a fantastic tutorial about edging all your cutouts. A True Run segment from KolonelKrackers. And Boog brings you up to speed with what was hot this last month with our very own bump segment. All this and much, much more on today's episode of A.C.B.A Saturdays.
Hi A.C.B.A, I'm going to take a look at the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man Rhino Build-A-Figure in a 1-minute review. Here we have Rhino in his most recent Ends of the Earth costume. To be more accurate to the books, he doesn't need these shoulder pads, so let's knock those off. Those go with the classic Rhino head, which you also get. The sculpt and the paint job are both fantastic, and in my eyes better than the Marvel Select. The articulation's pretty good as well. The arms move all the way round. It doesn't get a great range there, but the wrists are good. A little bit of an ab crunch. Waist swivel. Head goes back to there, but forward quite a lot. Legs forward, back to there. Here, and of course, rocket ankles. This is a fantastic figure, and I hope we get the rest of the updated designs of the Sinister Six. Thanks for watching, see ya.
Hey there, YouTube viewers, Rectangular back, this time with some interview clips that I shot down in Southern California. I had the opportunity to meet up with several gentlemen from the A.C.B.A community down there that were kind enough to sit down with me. First we had Diego, aka the DMC, we had Henry Beltran, and next we had Fabio Danino. On Instagram he goes by KolonelKrackers, and finally we have Michael Whisman. So I will be posting interview segments on future episodes of A.C.B.A Saturday, and the full length interviews will eventually end up on my channel, which is Rectangular with a K. So please make sure you check back here and also my channel if you want to watch the full interviews. Alright, let's get started.
Yeah, this is a hot topic, I guess. A lot of people like to debate about the groups and all that stuff, but I think A.C.B.A is more than just a group. It's both a style, what we call the art, as well as the brand. It's something that we're representing. It's a household name that we'd like to get out there to people in the community as well as people in the industry, and it certainly has a certain ring to it, so I think what separates us from other groups is really our ability to want to take it to the next level, to take it past just Instagram and past hashtags and that kind of thing. We want to become like a globally recognized brand that represents the collectors and the toy community as a whole, in terms of how we like to pioneer the style of display. It's because that's really what separates us, the style of the display. Anyone can take a toy photo, but to build a full display that you can view from all sorts of angles and can impress people, when they walk into your kitchen, like I have it in my house. They'll walk into your kitchen and see this cool display, and they're like, whoa, this is awesome. And then you show them a picture, and it's like, wow, there's so much more to this picture than I thought. And that's really something that captivates me, is I've always been a fan of physical, practical, tangible things. Like, it goes to movies. I love 80s movies because everything was practical back then. I love bad puppetry, and I love animatronics and all that stuff. I think it's awesome. CGI draws me out of it, because at the end of the day, something can look wonky, but if it's real, it's still real,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm kind of ranting here, but
I think the style that it has its own style, and just it's always so demanding. It doesn't matter if your pic's okay, it needs to be great. Even though if it looks like, if you think it's okay, if someone tells you, you know, you need to improve here and there, you shouldn't be cocky and say, oh, I think it's really good. So I'm gonna stay with what I know and just ignore everyone else. If everyone else is telling you it's not that good, maybe it's not that good. You know, and I think that's what takes it apart from other groups.
Yeah.
They won't tell you, oh yeah, it looks good, and they're really not.
The feedback.
Yeah, it's always good to have feedback. Whether it's good or bad, you always gotta take it.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, it all boils down to constructive criticism and the drive, you know, the will to push yourself to do more, to do something, to not just
Take it to another level.
yeah, you know, not just play with toys on the table, but to be open, saying, hey, I did this, but what could be better? And, you know, actually accepting that. I think that's what makes it different, because there are so many groups nowadays that are just catering to, I took a picture of my toys, do you like it, yes or no? And what makes it different is A.C.B.A. is, I took a picture of my figures doing something specific, what can be better about it?
Yeah.
And that's the only way you're gonna get ahead, you know?
All right, thanks for watching this installment, and make sure to check back for future interview questions I will be posting here and the full-length interviews that I will be posting on my channel, Rectangular with a K. All right, talk to you guys later.
Just in time. Boom! This is what I was looking for. All this. Ambush Predator, Pamela Voorhees with Child Jason. Oh, these are the Planet of the Apes sets, for sure. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking like one of each. I knew it. I knew it. That box was too big for just one thing. Ooh. Ooh. She died earlier this year, maybe about 2 months ago, maybe 1 month ago, so this is an extra special set. Can we see if there's any Rambo at the bottom? I don't need the Pacific Rim stuff. Terminator Endo Glow. That's also something I need. Planet of the Apes, Planet of the Apes. Okay, no Rambo. Thank you. Let me just look through these and see which one I want to take. Oh yeah. Remember these? Remember the Kenner toy line? This is the mail away one. Remember the clear one from the Kenner line? You have to like mail away like a postage stamp or something to get it in the mail.
No.
And then these Planet of the Apes ones are really sweet. I honestly might take 2 ape sets.
There is nothing like getting first dibs on a fresh case, especially when that case is full of Comic-Con exclusives. First off, I gotta give a big thanks to NECA for making these available for people who couldn't make it out to the con, both at select True stores and the NECA Club online shop during the con. I picked up an Endoglow Terminator, Ambush Predator, Pamela Voorhees, and Child Jason, and one Planet of the Apes Series 3 bundle. The other two in my area ended up getting a case of exclusives too, so I was able to pick up another 2 sets of apes, which is unfortunately the end of the classic Planet of the Apes line due to weak sales. If you're still looking for these, they may still be lurking in your local true, so happy hunting.
What's up, guys? Slink's coming at you. So let's talk cutout edging. Okay, Michael Whisman has a great tutorial on his channel, so try to get the link in the description below. But cutout editing or edging is one of the most important part of cutouts. Now, here is one I've already done, so you can see it's black all the way around it. Okay, and these are official A.C.B.A. cutouts, so I did this one also. And it's really easy to do, especially with the official cutouts. So you get a variety of markers, you know, if it's like red on the outside, which this one kind of is, so I'll probably use a red marker for that. Here is a fine point Sharpie, and here is just a regular Sharpie. This will work just fine. I know a lot of people tell you use the fine point. I find it easier, especially with the official cutouts, to use the big one, and I'll show you why. But this one, extra fine point, this one works great with, like, if you're making your own cutouts and everything. So this is the one you probably want to use. There's a trick to it, and it's really simple. You don't have to put it down on the ground, especially with the official ones, because they're so thick, you could hold them. If you're making your own, you might have to put them down and then kind of line it. But these, you can see the white. The focus is not going to be good, but you can see how it's white. You just want to run over the top of them. And this has a big border around it, so it's easy and you won't get bleeding. Bleeding is like one of my pet peeves. I can't stand it. I actually would rather see the white around the cutout than see it bleed into the white. So like if I got the black in here, it would just look like shit and it wouldn't be good. So there's an easy way to get away from bleeding. Well, it's not really easy. It takes some practice, and it's move fast. So don't sit on one spot. If I was to sit here for a while and this border wasn't so thick, it would bleed into the white. So you just got to move fast. Just keep going. Don't stop moving your pen. And you just keep looking at it. See, I missed it. You probably can't see it, but I missed a spot there, so I'm just going to hit it again. And with these official cutouts, it's very easy to see where you made your last mark, where you missed. And the border is thick enough that you don't really have to worry about the bleeding, like I said. So that's good. And yeah, I could do this whole thing pretty quickly. I'm not going to bore you guys and show you all this, but I mean, even on the inside, that's why I like the thicker one better, because I use the edge of the Sharpie and I just go around the inside. And it's pretty simple. I mean, edging is important. Don't leave that whiteness. I mean, I know you can just barely see it. Let's see if I get you up against the white border. Well, my camera's not the best, but you can see it there. But if you saw this in a picture and I saw that white border around there, I turn off immediately. I'm not really into it. But like I said, I'd rather see the white border than the bleeding. I don't know. It's a catch-22, I know, but very simple to do, you know. And like I said, with this one, it's kind of red on the outside, so I'm going to end up using the red Sharpie. Let's see how it ends up looking. Yeah, not bad. See right there, I left it there too long. It bled into the yellow some. So this one I really got to move really fast. Yeah, that's pretty cool actually. I like it. So I'll go around this whole thing. I'll probably use this in my next display. Both of these in my next display. This one, I went over the entire cutout with red. It was a little dull, and that's something else you can do. You can mark them up with like fluorescent markers or, you know, Sharpies or something if it's a dull cutout. Like this one you could hit with yellow if you really wanted to. I wouldn't on this one, but just telling you. You know, you could hit it with yellow and a fluorescent highlighter, and it would bring it out a little bit more. Let's see if there's another one in here. Yeah, like here, you could hit this with the fluorescent orange. You know, you don't really need to if you shine the light on them right. Fluorescent yellow there. But definitely need to edge these. Do not forget to edge them. You know. Anyways, that's it, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.
They're good looking figures. Yeah. Who the fuck is buying R3A2 and K3PO?
Your Minuteman Review by Dave Starscreamer Lutwack. This month, we are looking at Funko Legacy's Rocketeer figure. This is a relatively new line, so I had to try it. I love the fact that the package has an A.C.B.A. worthy picture of the figure on the back. Detailing is great, especially for a North American figure, even if the face doesn't look like the actor. One of my favorite aspects, though, is a little bit of bubblegum on the back of the rocket. Great throwback to the movie. Articulation is limited. That's as high as I got the shoulder joint. Still, the gold looks great, the silver looks great, even the buttons look good. Nice little touch is the insert works as a great little backdrop. Nice little retro feel. The best, though, he scales great with other 6-inch figures, so you can have that dream crossover. The Rocketeer, it's fun, especially if you want something different. This and more can be found at starscreamersrants.wordpress.com. Keep it crispy.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with this episode's bump segment. This is where we look at pictures from the Articulated Comic Book Art Facebook group that got a lot of love in the group that month, got a lot of likes, a lot of accolades, a lot of comments, or maybe it was even a picture that we still thought that was really dope that did not get a lot of likes or a lot of bumps or a lot of comments. But this is where we just kind of highlight some of the amazing photography and amazing things coming out of the A.C.B.A. Facebook group. In the month of July, we actually launched our A.C.B.A. Summer Shots contest, and that launched on July 1st. So there were a ton of really, really nice shots in the group this in July. And this particular shot is from my man Sal, and everything just looks so cool here. Really nice, vibrant colors, nice props, nice framing. It's not a fighting scene, but it's still dope. It's still straight up A.C.B.A, and we're gonna look at a bunch of stuff from the month of July. Moving right along. So like I said, in the month of July, we launched the A.C.B.A Summer Shots contest, and that contest was running on Instagram, but a lot of people still posted their shots to the A.C.B.A group. This particular shot was from my man JJ Kramer. He was one of the honorable mentions in the contest and still walked away with a little prize. But this is the Figma solid snake that he has here with one of the A.C.B.A cutouts. Everything looks crisp, clear. The explosion in the background is vibrant. Everything looks really, really dope right here. This was a dope shot. This here was another one of the honorable mentions from the Summer Shots contest in the DC 75 category. This is Olia Rockman. I hope I'm pronouncing the first name correct, but this was nice. Everything looks so clean and so nice, so well composed, nice framing. This is a classic scene with some of the DC collectible characters here, and the way that he was able to pose these figures, even though they don't have too much articulation, was just phenomenal. This came out really, really nice. And the third honorable mention here was from my man Mike Wang, who I like to call the Star Wars master. Nobody messing with my man Mike when it comes to Star Wars stuff, but he stepped out of the norm, and he did a shot here with the Mezco Scorpion. What a really huge cutout that looked amazing, and this was for the cutouts category of the Summer Shots contest, and it was just a plain white backdrop, but everything looked clean as fuck. This looks really, really nice, and this came out amazing. Wow, my man Shannon Bowie right here took home, he won the A.C.B.A Summer Shots contest in the fireworks category with this shot. Ironically, Shannon was also the person who won the A.C.B.A photo combat competition. So 2 competitions in a row for him where he's taking home some prizes and doing this thing. This looks great. The explosion is totally tangible, totally handmade. Everything looks nice. Nice little touch, like with the power line and the single cutout on the for thwip for the web slinging, and this looks great. Spidey's pose great. Everything looked great. The lighting, the framing, everything looks dope. Up next, we're looking at my man CJ, who was the 2014 winner of the A.C.B.A World Championship Tournament, the current A.C.B.A World Champion, also taking home a win in the slot of the A.C.B.A cutouts or A.C.B.A CO category here in the Summer Shots competition, with an immaculate cutout here, full body cutout of Vision, and not to mention that this is a classic comic book cover. Everything looks crispy. Everything looks really good. Obviously, CJ is no slouch and no, and he's consistent with it. So really nice right here. The last winner we're looking at from the A.C.B.A Summer Shots competition. This was also in the DC 75 category. This is my man Tommy Salts with a really clean shot of the Wonder Twins doing their thing here. I love how he used the KO effects. Right side up and upside down, and the cutouts were perfectly placed. Everything was nice and symmetrical here. Everything looked really, really good. I think he deserved the win. And again, Tommy is no slouch. He placed in last year's World Tournament as well. I had to get an actual shot of my man right here, Adam Smith, looking very fresh in the A.C.B.A Classic Tee with the full color logo, before we actually get into the shot, which was probably the most amazing shot in the month of July. And I'm gonna tell you why. Let's get into that. Yikes! So one thing you gotta know for certain, if you are actively participating in the A.C.B.A group or doing any A.C.B.A or doing any displaying, is that it's not easy. It takes a lot of time and patience and dedication and time and patience and time and patience. And this shot took a lot of time and patience. It took a lot went into the shot. And it's weird because it fell in between a lot of cracks where it didn't actually make the Sunday special. It didn't win the Summer Shots competition, but it was still the most amazing shot in the month of July in history of the Facebook group. This shot actually got over 1,000 likes in the Facebook group, which says so much about the growth of the group and the growth of A.C.B.A and the popularity of A.C.B.A. I gotta give it up to my man Adam Smith. Hats off to you, sir. This was amazing. So we're still just in the month of July. We just talking about July. We're not even talking about the first 6 months of the year and how A.C.B.A has been killing them out there. This is a photo from my man Luigi, who actually made the Sunday special on Instagram on the 5th of July with this photo. And this is something pretty simple, but it's so fucking creative and so cool. How he did this was just in a large basin with some nice lights and made some bubbles in the water and snapped some photos, and it looks like they're in some sewer water, and it looks amazing and it looks dope. And this got over 500 likes in the group. We're looking at work here from the Don Plaza, aka Donski here. What a really cool shot. This was the Sunday special for the 12th of July. And he's got a little mashup here. And anybody that knows me knows that I hate crossovers. But this was clever. This was really nicely done. He's got cutouts of all the Powerpuff Girls. And he's got Hit Monkey taking out the Powerpuff Girls. And the caption that he wrote up was as if Mojo Jojo had hired Hit Monkey. And this was just clever and funny and cool and really nicely put together. Great job. Next up, we're looking at work from my man Justin Rick Cavazos, aka X Specials, who actually got an opportunity to meet maybe like 2 years ago. The most humble, nice dude ever. He is a prime example of speak softly and do big A.C.B.A. This looks amazing. This looks great. He's got the Hero Clicks, I believe it's a Hero Clicks Hulk, taking out the Marvel Legends Giant Man, and the way he scaled this with the buildings that you would normally use for Figuarts or Monster Arts figures. This looks great. He's got the pink sky with the nice lights, and everything looks vibrant and looks official tissue right here. This is dope. So I forgot to mention that last photo from my man Justin was the Sunday special from the 16th. I'm sorry, not the, was it the 16th? Or maybe it was the 19th. I believe it was the 19th of July. That is correct. 19th of July. Sorry to cut into this next photo, but this is a photo from my man Brandon Deichler. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. And yo, I gotta give it up to my man B, because he has been grinding and started with some photos that was subpar. But he has been grinding and doing his thing and taking a lot of good feedback and critique. Yo, he's the prime example of you not throwing a titty attack when people give you feedback on your work, and just taking that in and taking the meat and potatoes from it and coming with solid, good product. This shot was great. I'm gonna have to extend this time a little bit more so I can talk about this. Hold on. So on to the specifics of this shot. He's got quite a few things going on. He's got excellent cutout work here. And the cutout is actually sort of like a still motion thing that he's got going on. It's also sort of like an MSD, as the cutout is is moving from, you know, a small miniature Ant-Man into a larger one, and then he uses the actual Marvel Legends Ant-Man here. And this was actually also a scene inspired by the comic books. This was just really nicely done. So I'm really going over my segment time, so we're gonna hit this rapid fire and just show a couple of more shots in July that were amazing. This shot right here looked super duper clean from my man Jeremy Lee. He army built some of the Hulkbuster Wave War Machine figures, and this looks amazing. This looks really, really clean, really nice. That got a lot of love. This I really like from my man Al Chang, because he did something real clever. I'm always a fan of people doing really clever things in that A.C.B.A. Not only does this backdrop and everything look really nice and framed really nicely, but you can see that nice little subtle touch of the swooshing effect there, where he just cut a piece of the clamshell from one of his figures in that sort of semicircle shape, and then just applied it with some wax and put a cutout on top. Amazing. This right here was from my man El Sinestro. And yo, when I tell you I'm sick of seeing this Muppets Kitchen, I'm sick of this Muppets Kitchen. But he used it really, really nicely here with some really nice lighting, horror theme. These are the NECA figures, the Jason and the mom. I don't remember what her damn name is. And then he also threw a wrestling figure in there. And this is great, as he used the figure's natural attributes here to make it look like he's really in terror. This right here is a shot from my man Jake Leggett, who is another person who I think is coming up and who has really took a lot of positive feedback and really improved his A.C.B.A. and really falling into his own and bringing his own style. He's got a little army building here going on with the talent figure and one little subtle cutout, but everything just looks really nice and framed really nicely. My man Slings the Web right here, who we already know is the OG at A.C.B.A. Slings the Web is so much an OG in A.C.B.A. that people think Slings the Web is the person that is responsible for everything with A.C.B.A. They don't even know what's going on, but this is probably one of the best shots of the Hulkbuster Iron Man that I've seen, and definitely in the month of July and just in general. He did a really, really nice job here with the backdrop. All right, I really got to get out of here, but that cut me off kind of quick. But shout out to my man Slings the Web. I love you, brother. And this right here is a shot from my man Michael Amsberg, who is the reigning champ and wrestling shots. And I be feeling like people don't be giving wrestling shots a lot of love, but yo, you have to give credit where credit is due. Like look at the way this scene is set up with the crowd, and everything is put together perfectly well. Everything looks really, really nice. It looks like Ric Flair and Mr. Perfect are really making their way towards the end of towards the ring, and everything just looks good. And yo, I'm not talking about nothing right now because I done had quite a few beers, but I need you to know that my man Mike Amsberg is doing his thing. And I need everybody to know that if you want to do your thing and you want to improve as a display artist, then you need to come out and join the A.C.B.A. Facebook group. And you also need to try to apply for membership in plastic and paint. Do that today. Make it happen. Shout out to everybody doing their thing. We out of here. Peace.
That's crispy.